can crow like a rooster. Chicken truck, chicken truck, chicken truck, chicken truck. Behind him I'm stuck, chicken truck, down highway number 5. I was late when I pulled out from here. I'm trying to get to this show here in Mountain View. When I got behind the chicken truck in Drasco, about 35 was all he's gonna do. Well, I was mad and I couldn't get around him, and a funny smell was getting to get to me. When something kept on messing up my windshield, Lord, the further I went, the harder it got to see. Here we go now. Chicken truck, just my life. Chicken truck, behind him I'm stuck. Chicken truck, down highway number 5. And them hens a clucking and the rooster kept crowing, slowing me down when I'd have been a-going. Chicken truck, down highway number 5. There's a lot of crooked roads up in these Ozarks. Heard near everyone's got a double yard light. If you get behind a chicken truck around here, yeah, I'll tell you, darn, it's hard to make good time. He slowed down, I finally tried to round him on the big long hill just south of Mountain View. He had a box of Colonel Sanders on his dashboard. He's eating fried chicken and throwing the bones at me. One more time. Chicken truck, it's just my life. Chicken truck, behind him I'm stuck. Chicken truck, down highway number 5. Well, a hen was a clucking, them roosters kept crowing, slowing me down. And then I go on a chicken truck, down highway number 5. Old country hick, but all you folks that think you're sick, you're paying attention to what I've got to say. If you're thinking about going to that hospital, I suggest you think that over a little, cause I'm still recuperating from my hospital stay. Now the other day, not long ago, I had me a touch of the lumbago, so I went to the doctor just to see what he'd suggest. And he said, Junior, it's plain to see the hospital's where you are to be, cause what you need is some good old-fashioned rest. Well, by the next day I was doing pretty good, but I thought I heard a go busy said I should, so I got to the hospital about 9:45. And that very same woman that said I was late turned right around and said, have a seat and wait, and that's what I done for about 2 hours and a half. Now having to wait, they got that perfected. Just when I thought I was being neglected, a man walked up and said, how you gonna pay this bill? Well, they straightened out my financial affairs, and a nurse came in and took me upstairs and put me in a bed in a ward with 2 other men. Now, when I found out what them other men had, my chances for rest got looking pretty bad, cause one had consumption, the other had the same amount of steps. And just about the time I was getting settled in, with this old boy in white walked in, he said, I'm Dr. Smith, and I'm here to give you some blood tests. I said, whoa, wait a minute, there's been a mistake. My blood's all right, I've just got a backache. We had a big argument, and I come out second best. Well, after he drawed all the blood I could spare, he got a piece of paper and he drug up a chair and he said, what brought you here? And I said, oh, right, Trout Ford. Well, after he got over that talking jag, he pulled out a big black doctor bag and he gave me the and physical I've ever had. He beat on me with a hammer and tickled my feet, and he done some things I better not repeat. And when he got through, another boy in white walked in. Well, I found out he was an intern there, and wouldn't you know it, he drug a mature, and we went through that rigmarole again. And about 2 hours after his exam, I've had a brain wave and a cardiogram and an x-ray of every bone in my body, I reckon. Now, whoever fixed my tray thought I was only died because I didn't get enough to keep a little bird quiet. It was made to taste so you wouldn't ask for seconds. And just about the time I nearly dozed off, that guy with consumption started to cough, and that other guy started having some kind of a chill. When things quieted down, I dozed off again, and wouldn't you know it, that nurse walked in and woke me up just to give me a sleeping pill. Now, when I come to, I was really in a stew, because they were rolling me into the operating room, and I knowed if I didn't talk fast, my goose was cooked. And it took a whole lot of hollering and cursing to convince them that they had the wrong person. I'm fighting to get them arms and legs unhooked. Well, I run to my room and put my clothes on without saying goodbye. I headed for home, and it's been 2 months and I ain't back to normal yet. So I'll tell you, John, if it's any consolation, if you're half dead or you need an operation, just go on to the hospital, because you ain't got much to lose. But if it's plain old simple rest you need, if you go there, well, you're guaranteed to come out of there with the hospital blues. Well, the wife and I, we worked and saved so we could travel to USA, and we sold her home and everything we owned. Cause through the years, a plan was laid to take that money that we had made and buy us one of them big, long motorhomes. It had bells and whistles, it was first class, it'd get 4 miles to a gallon of gas, and to travel the country, woo, that was the way to go. But before I could start my lifelong dream, I had to learn to drive that thing, and I found out the safest way was slow. Partner hit this lady in a van and run over a lot of full trash cans, and getting that thing through town was kind of rough. Had a few close calls, some cussed me out, there's more hand gestures than I can count, and several mailboxes got knocked out. I left my antennas up, hoses dragging behind, and took out a section of telephone line while I rolled along with my awning still rolled out. When I looked in the mirror, for as I could see, it looked like a tornado was following me, and I found out what that honking and waving was about. When the cop stopped me, he said, "Are you blind? You just run through that last stop sign." I said, "No, sir, but I'm living an American dream." He said, "I could lock you up, I want you to know, but if you'll quit dreaming, I'll